Welcome my good smelling friends, Ify here. Today I'm going to show you 5 designer fragrances that smell niche. I'm not just going to show you the fragrances based on just my preference. As I progress throughout the video, I'm going to show you more unique and more high quality fragrances. So the first one I want to begin with is Dunhill Century. So this smells like neroli flower, which usually is uplifting, gives me the impression of holidays, summer holidays, so some good times, but there's also like a fresh cut cucumber smell added to this neroli flower, and there's also a sandalwood smoothness. The sandalwood in here is the main player and doesn't let the fragrance remain just a simple, boring, flowery, fresh fragrance. This actually smells very similar to a niche fragrance, so I'm not just saying this is a niche smell based on my nose, but there is an actual niche fragrance that smells like this one. Actually, this one smells like that one, which is Santal 33 by Le Labo. You know what's the funny thing that I realize now? Most of these fragrances I'm gonna show you today are not that expensive, but they still have this unique niche-like smell. The next one I want to show you is not that expensive either. It's Arabian Knights by Jesus del Pozo. This has that oriental approach to fragrances. If you like most of the Montal or Mancera fragrances, you know, that specific Middle Eastern smell, I think you'll like this one. Also because this is not that heavy, it's not that hard to wear. It's actually light and fresh, which gives the possibility to wear such a scent in the summertime. This has a lightness to it, but it's not a bad performing fragrance. It's based on saffron, and the saffron here gives the fragrance that unique Middle Eastern opulence and makes this fragrance smell niche-like. I really much love the scent, and I'm looking forward to wearing this during the summer, where I think this fragrance is going to shine, because if you want to wear this kind of scent in the colder seasons, there are definitely some better options out there. But this one, because it's so light and easy to wear and it's also fresh, it will make a great summer choice and will have that Middle Eastern smell. So this was Arabian Nights by Jesus del Pozo. The next fragrance is something that I have recently discovered. It's Extreme Speed by Michael Kors. Now this one is simply amazing, and again, this is one of the inexpensive fragrances, and it smells so niche-like, especially in the opening. It has this green fig-like, which I've smelled in niche fragrances. It doesn't have fig, it has cypress, which gives the fragrance that green freshness. But to my nose, in this specific fragrance, it comes up like a fig green. It smells different, it's of a high quality, it has some interesting notes. This is classified as a woody spicy, but I see it more like a woody aromatic. I will definitely try to hype this one up because it deserves a lot of hype. And now the quality of the fragrances I'm going to show you is increasing. Also the price is increasing, but these fragrances, for how they smell and how they perform, they definitely should cost more than they used to cost. I'm saying used because one of them is discontinued, but I'm going to show you the one that you can still get. So the fourth fragrance is Loewe 7 Anonimo. This is, like the bottle shows, a very dark and very mysterious, like the name is, Anonimo. It's a very dark, mysterious fragrance. And this one, in the opening, it's very smoky. It has a very niche-like smokiness. This actually has the notes of incense. Incense is the main player in this fragrance. It also has leather, which gives that fragrance that deep darkness, but it's not just a dark fragrance. It also has like an earthy freshness from the vetiver, and it also has this resinous smoothness to the fragrance. It's not very complex, but it's very well blended. Except from the opening, when the fragrance is very dark and smoky, as it dries down, it will balance up a bit, but it will still incline towards the darkness, the dark side. and then it will stay like that until the fragrance dies, and it will stay for a while. This has some strength to it, not just longevity. The projection is also good, and the smokiness in this fragrance reminds me a bit of the smoky batch of Ventus. It doesn't smell anything like a Ventus, but just the smokiness, it reminds me of that birch in a Ventus. And again, a very unique fragrance, high quality, because Loewe usually makes high quality fragrances, and the 7 line, it's a really good line. And last but not least, it's a fragrance which you will probably agree with me that this smells niche. It's Varvatos Dark Rebel, the sadly discontinued gem from the house of Varvatos. I mean, everything about this fragrance, starting from the bottle, with the cap, and especially with the smell, is high quality. And when this one was available, I think this one was around £50, which was a very low price considering how good this fragrance is. Also long lasting, 125ml size. Everything about this fragrance is good. Even though I don't think people today will appreciate this kind of scent, because it's so unique, it's so dark, and again, mysterious, leathery, boozy, animalic. It's a very complex fragrance, has a lot of notes. It has this resinous sweetness. It doesn't have that modern fruity sweetness, because that couldn't match with the dark side of the fragrance, but very unique, very high quality, long-lasting, projects well. Varvatos Dark Rebel, one of the best designer fragrances ever in my opinion. Very, very niche-like, and it smells like it should cost more than it used to cost when it was available. Varvatos Dark Rebel, if you have the chance to get yourself a bottle, even if you don't like the smell, get yourself a bottle and keep it, or even resell it, because this one already sells on eBay for around £70, and it will probably increase even more. But you can still find, from what I've read from your comments, people are finding this in outlets at a very high discount and getting this bottle for around $25, which is ridiculous for that price. And for that price, if you still don't think it's worth it, then I don't know what's wrong with you. And that was it, everyone. 5 designer fragrances that smell niche-like. I'm sure there are others, but for now, let's just stick to these 5. I'm gonna show you more in the future. If you have smelled any other designer fragrances that smell niche-like, please leave a comment below. I want to check those out. But until then, until the next video, keep smelling great.